Kids Church time! Let's go!
Kids connected, kids. Kids connected, kids. Northwest kids, we're connected.
Hey everybody, Pastor Ryan here. I am so excited for today. This is our last week of the month. And today is Halloween. Spooky, scary stuff. Our neighbors have a giant skeleton outside their house. Super big, like as tall or taller than their house. And it's just big skeleton. And every time my little ones, Zion and Chloe, you guys know them, they're like 2 and 3. And every time they walk by it and they see it, they're like, Who's that creepy dude?
Oh no!
Look at that creepy dude. There's a big creepy dude. And now the skeleton has a little dog skeleton that he walks. And it's a little weird and creepy, but it's funny. And every time we walk by it, they say, it's a big creepy dude. So there's a lot of creepy stuff going on for Halloween. Today we're going to talk about all the good stuff that God has for us. We have our memory verse moment. We have a challenge for you guys today. Instead of a teaching, I've got a challenge for you. And I have a special guest. Do you want to meet him? You know him. He's right behind this door.
What?
He's right here. It's not Tuk Tuk. It's not the Flamingo. It's not these cool books that my kids like to read. Snuggle Puppy. Guys, if you haven't read Snuggle Puppy, you are missing out. Snuggle Puppy is the jam. All right. The peanut butter, the jam, it's good. Snuggle Puppy's good. Special guest. You want to meet the special guest? Maybe we'll meet him later. Stick around. Let's do our memory verse. And then I'll introduce you to our special guest of the week. All right, we've been doing this memory verse for a while now. The entire month. This is the last week. So if you come to church in service today or this week, you'll be watching this later. So you've already come. You can win candy if you memorize the memory verse. Why? Because candy good and God's word good. So those are two good things. We put them together. It's super fun. So memorize the memory verses, win candy. Then you get to know God's word and eat candy. It's like the best. It's the best thing ever. But it's super important to know God's word. It's super important to know the Bible and know what it means, because when things are tough, when we don't understand stuff, this whole month we're talking about hard questions. When we don't understand things, that's when it's the most important to say, you know what, even though I don't understand it, I know that God understands it. And I know that this will make sense somehow, that he will make it right or he'll show me how it is right. One of the two. And we can know his word in us, and that is amazing. So,
Wow.
Our memory verse this month, do you know it? Do you know it? Do you know it? Do you know it? It's Isaiah 55 verse 9. We've been studying it all month. And this is kind of a weird verse because it's God speaking. He says, for just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Wow. So let's think about that for a second. I know we've talked about it all month, but I really want to get it in my head what that really means. Does he mean that, like, you know, like when a really little kid draws a picture, they draw the earth, and they go, and they draw earth, and then they draw the sky, and up here it's like blue, and then there's white, and then there's the earth, right? It's like the ground, nothing, sky. You guys are older now, so you color the whole page blue. It's like, you color the whole page blue because the sky touches the earth, right? So what does he mean? The heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Is he trying to say that the way God does things is physically, like actually up higher, like the stars are way up there, and we're way down here, so God's ways, like we just can't see them because they're so far away from us? Does he mean that the way his thoughts are so far away from us that we can't hear them or see them, or we're not around them at all? Physically, like they're that far away, like the moon is really far away and the sun is really far away and the stars are really far away? Is that what he means?
No.
I don't think so. I think what he's actually saying is, it seems like we know everything we need to know. Me and my kids were talking about it this week. Just when you're in the moment and you get in an argument, when you're doing what you want to do, you think you know the right thing to do, right? Yeah. But when you're in the middle of something that's hard or
Stressful, something that worries you or scares you or angers you.
Let's do this real quick. Can you make a worried face with me? Like, Can you make a scared face? That's a good scared face. I like that one. So we go to keep that one for trick-or-treating. Can you make a good angry face? Just
So, who can make the best get the eyebrows down.
angry face, right? When you're feeling your emotions like that, it can be really hard to know what the right thing to do is, and it feels like we know, oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna hurt her. I know what to do. I'm gonna run away. I know what to do. I'm just gonna sit here and worry. Like, we think we know what to do, but we really don't. And we need to go to God to find out what He wants, and it feels like He's so far away in those moments, but actually, He wants to be close with us. So, instead of doing what we think is best, we can do what He says is best. And the only way to know that is to know His Word and to know people who know His Word, right? Because He's given us the Bible and He's given us people, our parents, our small group leaders, our friends who love Him, and we can bring the Bible and we can bring our pastors and our small group leaders and our friends and our parents and everybody that loves us together, our grandparents, aunts and uncles that love Jesus too. They can tell you what God says to do in the moments when you don't know what God says to do. That's what this is all about. So, for just as the heavens are high above the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. God knows what to do, even when you don't. And that's pretty cool. All right, guys, it's time. It's time. He's been back here waiting. Get in here, get him nice and close, see who he is. Let's see if we get close. You want to knock on the door for me? Hello? Hello? I don't know, maybe he's a little shy. Can you say, come on out? Come on out! Let's see who it is. It's Woody! Woody? Hey buddy, come on out here. Meet your friends. They're here to learn about the Bible and to learn, and you can write on Tuk Tuk. You guys know Tuk Tuk. Tuk Tuk's solid. Good guy. I think Tuk Tuk's a guy. I don't know. Do you know? Let me know later. Tuk Tuk a guy or a girl? I think Tuk Tuk's a guy, but I could be wrong because he's a giant armadillo and that doesn't make any sense because people can't ride on armadillos. This thing rolls up and he rolls away. So speaking of things that roll away, I got this really cool toy I wanted to show you guys. I got it for my little kids sometimes. You ever know, like, some toys are really way too little for big kids to play with and definitely way too little for adults to play with. Like, we would never play with these things. But some toys are just, like, fun. You find yourself playing with them and it's like you just want to keep playing with it and you get lost and you just want to keep building blocks or making train tracks or watching, like, rolling cars around, right? Like, some toys seem too little, but then if you stop pretending like you're too old, then all of a sudden they're really fun anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You felt like you were too old for something, but then you realized, oh, it's okay, I can just have fun. And then you have a lot of fun with that. It's the best. So I got this truck. It's a little, it's a, what kind of truck is that? What is that? It's not a police car.
No.
It's not an ambulance. It
Nope.
says it on there. Can you read it? Might be backwards for you guys, I don't know. It's a fire truck. It's a fire truck, yeah. So this is pretty cool. This is the truck that goes to the fires to help people when they're in trouble when something's on fire, right? It puts the fire out. And I got this track. We found this track. I put it together. Watch what happens. I wonder what happens if I turn the truck on the track that's connected together. I think it'll, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll play more with that later, but let's get back to our teaching. So this whole month we've been talking about hard questions about the Bible, and we've answered a lot of your hard questions. I know some of you have more hard questions. Maybe you've thought of something when you're watching a TV show. Maybe you heard something from one of your parents or aunts or uncles. Maybe you heard something from a teacher or friend at school, and you're like, but I thought the Bible said this, but you're saying that. How do I know it's true? I'll give you one hint. The Bible is always true. It's proven itself to be true over and over and over again. The smartest people in the entire world have studied it and researched it and tested it, and it's never failed. That's really cool. Because sometimes if we get stuck in our own thoughts, this is kind of like our memory verse. If we think we know, then all of a sudden we're stuck thinking we know, so we try to figure it out. But God's ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and we just keep going around and around our own thoughts instead of going to His thought. It's kind of like this. All right, so this is us, stuck in our thoughts. We're just going around and around. Like, eventually we fall over. Oh man, it fell down. Let's try it again. Get it back up. Keep going. It's pretty cool, but we don't really get anywhere. We just keep getting stuck, and we can't have any fun because we got to keep fixing it. As cool as it looks. This way. Oh, yep. Okay, let's try something else. This isn't working. We're stuck on our own thoughts. Rather than going God's way, let's try. There's a track over there. Maybe we could try that one. All right, so we're on the new track. We're on that little circle track. It's kind of like we're stuck in our own head and we don't get to go anywhere or do the really fun stuff. But now we're on this brand new big track. It's like you're on Rainbow Road, a Mario Kart, and hopefully you don't fall off, right? But it's cool when we get to realize, man, God's ways are better than my ways, and his thoughts are better than my thoughts. They're higher than my thoughts. He knows more than me. He's seen more than me. He's wiser than me. He's smarter than me. He made me, and he made everything around me. So of course he knows what to do. And we all know that. But do we actually do it? So, this is so cool. This is like the coolest little toy ever. Thing just goes and goes. Rainbow Road. You got it, big guy. This is a record time. Come on back. Boom. All right, that was pretty good. So I got a challenge for you guys this week. It's not anything like hard questions or anything like that you need to answer, and it's not any like it's really not even that hard of a challenge, but it's really, really important. I want you guys not just to read the Bible and not just to pray, but I want you to start asking hard questions. Maybe you need to ask me some hard questions. Maybe you need to ask your parents some hard questions. That'd be really cool. Maybe your older brothers and sisters. Maybe your teachers at school. Maybe your friends at kids' church and at school or in your neighborhood. When you read the Bible and when you pray to God and you have that thought in your head, but how is that possible? But how could God do this? But why does it say that? I don't want you to ignore that question. I want you to ask that question, and we're going to figure it out together. We can pray and ask God for the answer. We can look in the Bible for the answer, or we can talk through it together. And the most important thing you can do is keep asking hard questions. Because if you just say, ignore all the hard questions, then you don't know who God is. You don't really get to know him any better. You don't get to know his ways any better. So let's keep asking hard questions. And let's try one last thing here before we go. Let's see if Woody, our special guest, do you think he can stay on this truck the whole way around the track? What do you think, yes or no? I think he can. Let's see if he can do it. Ready? Oh, he's falling off already. This is not a good sign, Woody. Set. Oh, he fell off right away! Oh, Woody! Oh man, the truck's going. There it goes, all the way around. It's coming. It's coming. Here it comes. Oh no, Woody, watch out! Gosh, oh my goodness. Okay, guys, it was really fun hanging out with you today. I hope you had a really great time. Woody has got to go get some rest. He fell off a truck and almost got ran over by a fire truck too. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye!